Hey.
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
Marina.
Pretty good.
Doing good. How are you guys?
Good. I'm doing good. I don't think we have a topic
Good.
for the podcast,
Yeah.
so
Topic.
Topic
I
is
don't.
you and all the interesting things you do.
Okay, but what are we talking about? We just chatting?
We're just chatting, just talking about Marina and her life,
Oh my
where
goodness.
she's from, why she came to
Uh-huh.
Canada, all,
Okay.
Yeah,
all that fun stuff.
all that fun stuff. That sounds like a proper introduction. Can you take us in? Welcome to the Placeholder Podcast, aka Podcast What?
Заполнитель.
Hey!
Done
Someone said it
properly.
correctly.
Finally.
All right.
Yeah, finally.
Okay. Finally. So we're here to podcast today with our special guest, Marina. Believe it or not, this is her second time on the podcast, although the episode did not get released.
Never ever. Oh, we'll see
Never
how this one
ever.
will go.
Yeah, I know. I cheated on you, Dan.
She's
Hey?
been the voice of our introduction for a while, though.
And was the original guest in episode 2, the
Our
jiu-jitsu episode.
secret third member that
Okay.
been working behind the shadows on everything.
Okay. So, Marina, we're going to put you on the spot. Tell us about yourself. What's your story?
What's my story? I don't know. There is no really story. It's just simple life.
I don't believe
Simple
that for a
life.
second.
Yeah.
Start where were you born and what was your upbringing like?
Okay, I was born in Russia, born and raised in Russia till, well, let's say 21.
Okay.
So I stayed there till 21st birthday, and then maybe a bit more. And then I moved to Indonesia. Then I spent
Indonesia.
wonderful 10 years. Yes, Indonesia, Asia.
Cool.
So in the island of gods, Bali Island. And after 10 years, it's like, well, it's 10 years, I need to do something else.
All right, we gotta back up because already I feel like you skipped over like decades of interesting things. So first of all, like where in Russia were you born? And like
yeah.
not to give away your age, but like what period of Russian history like were your formative decades in Russia?
Okay.
Obviously the 90s in Russia are a pretty special period, right? And
Yeah.
you had an economic collapse basically. I think GDP went to like 1/3 of what it was during the 80s of the Soviet Union, which were already an economically stressful time in the Soviet Union. Obviously you're a younger person, you're not entirely up on the economy in the 90s and all that jazz, but what was your personal experience going through those times? Did you see the hardship around you? No. How did your family cope?
Yeah, I mean, I was in a pretty good childhood overall. I know there were things like, oh, we never experienced them. And then once you feel like, oh, wow, this is all chocolates going into store and all these products you never seen before, right? So it's pretty much 1995. That's first kind of a flow of international products came in the market. And then all those movies, so all those American movies, which kind of, start to build that American dream, or like, oh, wow, how people living out there? Like it's so different, right? So it's really different childhood, different teenage years and all of this. It's kind of more or less stable, was just because my parents did their best and you don't really, felt that. I know that we got those all gadgets, which basically you kind of really rare can get them right in a store. Basically you cannot get them in a store, you get them in the black market. Somehow my father always got them, so yeah,
he knew how to work the connections, the social connections. What did your parents do?
My mom was taking care of us, so she did pretty much everything around the house and was always around supporting in all of this thing.
Right.
My father, he worked pretty much. Um, well,
Oh,
you
you're
know,
hesitating. He was
I'm
mafia,
not
wasn't he?
hesitating. He
He's
worked in
hesitating. Oh,
Gazprom.
how do I explain to the podcast my dad is mafia? It's okay.
No, he's
We're
not
not
mafia.
judging
But
here.
he he worked in Gazprom, and now he
Oh,
retired.
okay. Interesting.
Fascinating. So, oh, I think Dan, this is like a Dan thing for sure. I know your
There's
mind
a
is
bit
just like
more.
melting right now. There's so many ideas. I'm gonna throw it back over to
I'm
you.
not, I'm not even sure which direction to go. Like, I feel like I could talk about Russia's 90s for a long time because it's pretty interesting. But let's fast forward a bit to Indonesia. Why Indonesia and Bali? And also, do you hate Australians now?
No, why would I hate them?
Oh, I've heard. I just know Australians have a reputation in Bali of being like the drunken tourists.
That's
Um,
everywhere, is it not?
it's
I mean,
everywhere. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
strictly an Australian thing. Is like they are the drunken tourists.
No, I would
fair.
say Americans will go to Mexico, right? Russians will go to Turkey, and Australians will go to Bali. Well, what can you do? Well, when I've been in Australia, I was wonderful people, met nice people. You know, they really looks nice, and
Oh, you don't have to be polite on our podcast. You can tell the truth. Aussies, no.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah,
Sorry, all our
Japanese. It's all
Aussie
actually,
good.
fans out there.
I
but-
was thinking to move there, but yeah, it's too hard. So
Whoa,
why
whoa,
Indonesia?
we're zooming. Yeah, we're zooming
Why
forward ahead.
Indonesia?
Why
Yeah,
Indonesia?
yeah, sorry. Why Indonesia?
Yeah.
Indonesia. Indonesia because about 2 years earlier, I went to US and I met a person, and he was from Indonesia. So I flew back to Indonesia. We married there. We're back to Russia, and then from Russia we're back to Bali.
Okay, so you're
Pretty much.
chasing a boy. I see how it is.
I was chasing a boy. Oh yeah,
Uh,
you can put it that
all
way,
good.
but it's not true.
All good stories start that way, right? That's how
Traveled
I got.
all the way around the world for true love.
Ah,
Mhm.
So what
That's
was
how I
your
ended up in
impression?
Ontario. I got nothing. Back to you. Terrible joke.
So what was your impressions of Bali? Can you explain a little bit what life in Bali was like? Did you go surfing every day or?
no, I didn't. But my first impression was, what the heck? What I'm doing here? Why is it different from what I imagined? I thought it's like kind of California, but like more Asian style.
Right.
It was like really
Okay.
Asian style. And I was like, okay, it's interesting. So, well, before Bali, I lived in Sumatra. So that's the island,
Okay, yeah.
the biggest island in Indonesia, right? So I think about a month or two spent there. So when you kind of, when I go to the store and you can literally feel like nobody moving and just looking at you, like you feel like a white monkey. And then you're like, oh, okay, what's going on? And they're like trying to touch you and saying something, give me your money. What the heck? So when we moved to Bali, it's like, well, okay, this is a more like a world, but still feel like, well, I don't know, it's so different. It's Asia. It's kind of not that clean. It's like kind of, no rules, people just doing whatever they want and all of these things. But maybe in 2 years or so, when I already start speaking Indonesian and kind of start to get it, start to understand culture and, met people and all of these things. So it felt different. So then you start to fall in love with the island and you feel like, well, this is the place. You got the vibe. You feel like, oh, wow, it's so different from the rest of the world just because people are so honest and they're like really truly honest and they live simple life.
Right.
I didn't go surfing though. And it's funny, but I never really swim. I was like always on the beach, just walking, walking across, along the shore.
Yeah.
That was my thing, picking up stones and shells and all these kind of things. So yeah.
That's so weird to me. That's like going to a candy shop and being like, oh, I want the tuna sandwich. Like you're in Bali with the beautiful beach. You have to go swimming and surfing.
I know. Well, no, I swam like maybe first 5 years extensively, but then it's like,
Oh, okay.
nah.
Oh, so, okay. You kind of got over it then, hey?
Yeah. As many
Okay.
times I got rolled into those waves, it's like, okay, I cannot really know if I can really go out or not, because the waves were so high and you like just rolling inside them and you just don't know where is the sky, where is the bottom, like,
Right.
what to do.
Yeah,
So
I guess if
after
it's
several of those things, it's like, like no, I'm just gonna, walk along the shore.
that's fair. Yeah, I guess when the waves are big, it's a bit different.
Yeah, pretty much.
Shane, have you swam in the ocean?
Yeah, back when I was a young boy in the Philippines, yeah, did a little bit of swimming, but don't really remember it other than yikes, bugs, and oh my gosh, not that many Filipinos can swim. So that was, I don't know how you like live on an island and you can't swim, but
Oh,
that's
that's
a
why they
thing.
haven't left the island, Shane.
True.
I didn't swim in the ocean until I was well into my adulthood. And I just remember being so excited to jump in. And as soon as I jumped in, I like jumped out going, "Bleh, bleh, so salty." It kind of sucks. Like swimming in a lake, even though lakes are also dirty in their own way, like swimming in a lake is actually so much more pleasant.
It is, especially in the northwestern Ontario lakes.
Any specific lake in general?
Oh, I'm thinking in the Lake of the Woods district. If you were to jump into one of those lakes, oh my gosh, like pristine scenery, the vibe, lots of good fishing, and then also they have a magazine that, I heard is I heard it's good.
Oh, no, just
I don't know. If you're I'm just saying though, if you compare Bali, Lake of the Woods, they're pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Equally like world famous tourist spots, no, or at least should be.
Yeah.
And
I
one
think
one has significantly less drunk Aussies. So really, when you think about which one's better,
come on, they only in Kuta. If you don't go there, like you will still meet nice Australians, girls and boys, and families. They're all nice.
family is okay.
I don't know,
Australian
I'm
girls.
sticking with my stereotypes. I don't like this
Oh, come on.
optimistic truisms about other countries being nice. Just let me rag on my Aussies.
This is not a PC podcast. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we encourage racism on this podcast, especially when it's directed towards Aussies. All right, so what made you eventually leave Bali? What was it? Just sort of like you've been there for how long were you in Bali? First of all, you said over 5 years.
Oh my goodness, 10 years. That's what I
10
said.
years? Oh yeah, I'm a terrible
geez.
listener.
You're very
Yeah,
bad.
10 years. So what made you move? Just sort of wanderlust and wanting to try the experience of moving abroad all over again, or
Yeah, kind of thing. It's like you feel, oh, your life now is so good. Like you have this, and that. And it's like, okay, where is the thrill? Where is the challenge? Where is the thing you want to chase again? And it's like, okay, it's time to learn something else. It's too comfortable.
right?
Yeah.
comfortable. And up until this point, did you speak any English, or did you just self-teach yourself?
No, of course. Well, I learned English in school since first grade. Then I went to university so I learned international business and world economy. So I have instructors from Britain, from America, from US. So they all spoke English with us. So we had several courses in English. Then when I moved to Indonesia, I took online course of my bachelor degree in American University. So I learned continuously, and spoke continuously. Then in Bali, in Bali, I spoke in English most of the time, or Indonesian with people, with the team, or with, about the work. So it's not perfect, like you can say. Well, I would say so many words wrong. And it's basically just because your English became so broken in that not English natively speaking country, right? So
You're very
let's
fluent
say
in business English. Very different type of English than
it's
what a
very
lot of us
different
speak.
type of English, yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry, you already speak better English than a lot of native-born Canadians I know. So
I say that too. Say bagel. Just wait 1 second. Say bagel.
Bagel. So,
Bagel. This is the Bagel Bites podcast. Right?
like a Thunder Bay.
I think we say it the same way.
I don't think so.
Say it again.
No,
Yeah.
you lost your chance, Dan.
Oh no. Whatever. I'm going back and listening to this just for the bagel.
Okay, sounds good.
So decided to look for a new challenge and just out of the blue, Canada came, or how did that decision go?
No. So decision was go to Australia just because we went to Australia, spent there almost a month. We traveled different cities, Perth, Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra. So those places like, wow, they so good. Like, yeah, we definitely want to go there. Then you start to search, like, what do you need to do? Like, how to do that? How much does it cost, right? And then it's like, okay, so I couldn't really go through normal immigration process because of my education is good, but they don't need those people. So I couldn't go for those streams. Then I thought, okay, well, I'm pretty fun, like to study. So why not I take any course? The price is though like too high, and then their courses no less than 3 years. So it's like, wow. And the worst part, if you study in there, your family like be only a tourist there. So they cannot really, cannot work, cannot do anything. So it's like, okay, should it be like 3 years apart? Like this is dumb, like not really what we're looking for. And then, okay, what's next? It could be New Zealand. Okay, it's very close. It's pretty much like Australia, just more like a village type. Furthermore, was like, okay. So again, they don't need these people with that education. They don't want them to invite, right? So they're looking for, again, electricians, I don't know, plumbers. I'm like, oh my goodness, why
People
I'm not
with real skills.
Yes, people with real skills. Like,
Not
okay,
these soft, like,
not
I know
this,
the mumbo jumbo that other people don't know.
Exactly. I was like, okay, so how about I take a course? So again, I found the course, I found the program, I applied for it. I didn't did a good job on explaining why I'm doing it, kind of thing. That's why it was rejected, because I didn't put supportive letter. I didn't know those things. So I just get dry email back from immigration officers saying like, well, it's really strange that you are Russian living in a country not of your citizenship, and you don't have citizenship in Indonesia.
They found out your dad's mafia.
Why even you living in Indonesia? I was like, oh, come on, like it's not obvious for you. Like, okay. So yeah. I could still reapply, but the program changed. So they changed the rules for streams. And instead of studying for 1 year, you have to take minimum 2. I was like, okay, so it's a double in cost. It's like double in not working, right? So I can work for 2 years. So in 2019, in January, I was Googling, what else can we do? Like, what can we do? Okay, Canada, what Canada? Okay, so Canada. And I found some courses which I'm like, wow, they're super cool. I want to just go study. Like this program, amazing. That's exactly what I want to learn, which exactly gap I have. Okay, where is it? Okay, it's the city of Winnipeg. Like, who cares? Okay, just let's apply. So I enrolled, and next day I got email that, yeah, we can accept you because all documents looks good, your diploma looks good, your previous experience matching with what you wanted to kind of studying. So yeah.
So you didn't know anything about Winnipeg before you went there?
No.
Nothing. Okay.
No.
Was it a little suspicious that they got accepted the next day?
Yeah.
No, well, it's
like, man, this Winnipeg place will take anybody.
Fine, because my logic was like, okay, it's almost like US. Like I've been in the US, right? So, and it's like, okay, it should be like US, right? So should be not that bad. Where is it located? Okay, very close to Minnesota. I lived in Minnesota, so okay, this sounds good. So the probably climate almost like that. What else I learned about Winnipeg? nothing that is diverse. So it's like, okay, it's pretty much like Bali, like the diverse with many nations, which is great. It's just weather different. Okay, weather is very similar to my Siberian town where I grown up, right? So it's like, okay, it sounds good.
So you grew up in Siberia?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
was born in Yekaterinburg. It's an Urals mountain.
Okay, yeah.
But my parents moved to Siberian city, Omsk. It's a
Omsk. Okay.
good big city, but yeah.
I heard a reputation about Omsk that
What's the reputation?
that it's like the
Oops.
Florida of Russia. If you ever see like
Oh,
a
no.
random video of like someone being crazy,
Who told you that?
fucking dumb,
Yeah.
a Russian guy I met. He said like
Come on, was he from Omsk? Maybe
No,
he just tried to define his
he was
city.
from Tatarstan. He was a
Okay.
Tatar. But
Yeah.
he told me that Omsk is like, if you ever see like an online video of like a drunk guy doing something really dumb or like a crazy person doing crazy things,
Probably
it's
from
probably
Omsk.
Omsk.
Oh, come on, please. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not even lying. That's what he told me. So that's my new reputation for you.
Okay. Oh, it's
You're the Florida man of Russia.
So then you moved to the Florida of Canada, Winnipeg.
pretty much.
Yeah, you have a type
Yeah.
apparently.
Yes. So what did you think of Winnipeg when you landed? Was there like a culture shock? Like, is it
Oh, what culture shock? Like,
I'm
oh, the
wondering-
culture shock was in downtown. When I get out, I'm like, what the heck's going on here? No, the first shock happened when we landed in Vancouver, and then we spent 5 or whatever 10 days in Vancouver, and then we used the bus, and then we've seen the whole street of homeless people, right? And you feel
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, okay. And then you just try to not look in, but it's another side, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Peace
I
tastings.
pretty much first think I didn't feel safe for almost a year. Yeah. So I've never felt that way, even in US. I didn't feel that way. But yeah.
This is still in
Bali,
Vancouver
never.
or in Winnipeg?
Sorry?
This is in Vancouver still or in Winnipeg? You don't feel safe.
Everywhere in Vancouver, in Winnipeg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. Canada not as hyped up as it seems to be, right? A lot of problems that just
yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
expect that actually. I mean, we never have seen that in Bali. Like you wouldn't never ever see that things.
yeah.
You would never even see drunk person, like except if it's a tourist, like you will kind of
The Aussies.
tolerate it, like, yeah, I just was, get drunk. But people who live in the island, no. You will always feel safe driving nighttime in the streets you don't know, in the areas you don't know. Alone even, like, yeah, you will feel still safe.
all right. Okay. So you moved to the Florida of Canada, Winnipeg, and you're on mute, by the way. And so, yeah.
Shit
So
about
still,
us on mute.
yeah, still not feeling like you belong. Are there anything that you go like, I do not belong here? Like that is so weird. Like, what's one thing that Canadians do that's just, wow, you guys are weird.
Oh yeah. So like, let me rephrase this slightly because I have a story about this too. What was your perception of Canadians before you came, and how has that perception changed after being here?
Nothing. It's just like US. You guys like Americans. That's it. That's pretty much it.
So what's your perception of Americans before coming here then?
What do you mean
Very
perception?
clearly,
Like I met Americans, so I know what do they say, well, how do they behave, and that's pretty much it.
But I'm surely you had like some perceptions in that, like before you.
They're just people. I mean,
there's some cultural differences though, like some mental shortcuts of like.
Nah, never.
In your head, if I say American, like what sort of general image do you imagine?
No, just a white man. No, it's the same like
Okay.
Europeans. It's pretty much the same like
You are way more
Australians.
evolved.
It's pretty much the same.
You need to get on a higher
Yeah.
level of racism here. This isn't fun.
Yeah. You talk to me, ask me anything about any culture, and I have like a preconceived notion of them.
No.
You talk to me about it's like, what's a Russian man? I've been like, probably wrestled. He probably was.
That's
he's been
very
full of
weird,
Bud.
right? I
Yeah.
told you that. I was like, why? Why is that the
They
perception?
I
do
feel like-
sambo, they drink a lot of vodka, and they really
Yeah.
like the sauna.
Like what?
Yeah, sauna, like the hot room with like the
Sauna,
temperature
banya.
to leave.
Oh, you
Yeah.
mean
Oh.
banya? We don't call it sauna. Sauna is from Finland.
Finland, yeah.
Yeah.
Finland, okay,
It's not
yeah.
Russia, not belonging to Russia. Russia, it's banya, it's more stronger. You have that, how you
Get
call
hit
that?
with the sticks.
Yeah.
It's not sticks, but it's birch
Bushes or
three
Yeah.
branches
Yeah.
with leaves. They should have to be dry. So you put them in the hot water to make them a bit, kind of, I don't know how you say that.
You basically beat them up with tea. It's like you want to turn your back into a tea like substance.
It's super cool. And when I was kid, well, I mean, my parents still have that a kind of outside of the city, the
Dacha?
house with the garden and the banya, which is sauna.
Okay.
So when I was
What's
kid,
it called in Russia? Dacha?
we call it dacha, the house which is outside of the city where you
Yeah.
can grow flowers, vegetables, and a lot of stuff. So it was a tradition on every Sunday we will go there and doing some gardening thing,
Right.
getting dirty with my brother, and then it will be time for banya.
Interesting. So no preconceived notions of Canada. Hey, and there's nothing that Canadians do that's just weird to you. Like, why do you guys do that?
You don't have Canadian food. Like, what is your traditional dish? Like,
Poutine.
what is it? Name it.
Poutine.
Oh no, it's not. I don't think so. What is that?
You can tell us what our food is. That's like me going like, what's what's your national animal? It's like the moose. No, it's not. Well, yeah.
Okay. Right.
Like it doesn't get more Canadian than that. You get your cheese curds, your French fries, and your gravy.
What's your favorite Canadian drink?
Oh, dang.
Yeah, we don't really have much like
I mean, you're very different.
Yeah, okay. No, I got you.
Fair.
The two Canada Dry. There's that one.
Canada Dry.
And then there's Kokanee, the beer. All right, back to you, Dan. I feel like you're leading this great, and I'm just distracting.
All right, River story. So, arrived in Winnipeg. Anything exciting after arriving in Winnipeg? Any turns in your life we should know about? Where are you in Winnipeg right now, or have you?
I am, and it's stuck for I don't know, another 2 years maybe.
Cool. Where do you want to go after? If you can escape from
what's the next
from the Florida?
What's the next
Canada.
country? Yeah.
I think it will be still within Canada, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we was thinking about Vancouver, but not Vancouver, but like,
the suburbs.
Yeah.
So
if not that, I mean, who knows? So
yeah, I don't know. Shane, what's a positive topic?
I really don't have anything other than why do Russians like sour milk?
Because you grown up with that, like that's the product you drink as a kid.
But have you ever had like real milk that's not sour and like not expired?
It's not expired, it's fermented. It's not expired, it's fermented. It's different.
Okay, and fermented is like a fancy word for like rotten but still edible.
Come on, no.
Okay, so
like
when you have
tofu?
Like tofu, okay. We're talking about milk. They're very different. So you have like your expired milk and you have like your real milk, right? Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, have you ever had like normal milk and like do you drink it and go like, wow, like this needs to age a bit more? I'm really not involved.
Your question, but no, the milk is milk. You drink milk. It's pretty much the same as here, right? But That fermented one, it's called differently. It has 3 different types. You have kefir, you have простокваша, you have ряженка, you have beefy dog.
Okay.
The 4 different types. They have different tastes.
Yeah. They're all rotten
Okay.
in their own way. Speak for
Yeah.
yourself, Shane. I'll take their
Yeah.
rotten milk any day. I'll
Okay,
take it over
wow.
normal milk.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Bold words. I'm in the minority. I like my
Yeah.
milk not.
You're the
not-
closed-minded racist here.
I might be. Okay.
Have you
Kind
ever
of-
squatted
kind of-
down real low in an Adidas tracksuit? I need to know.
What?
Have you, when you were young, did you enjoy squatting, like doing the Slavic squat with the Adidas tracksuit on? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, I think the more
What's
relevant
it
question is from Russia.
Gopniks?
Gopniks. Oh, you
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
the Adidas? You mean the Adidas?
Adidas
clothes?
tracksuit, the windbreaker
Yeah.
and the pants.
I didn't have though.
And,
I mean,
so you weren't a cool
Mm.
Russian kid then.
I was
No. Very cool. Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
Did you play
No.
tennis growing up?
What is that?
Did you grow up playing tennis?
No.
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 Dang.
No, I'm starting to think she's not
I
even
did
Russian.
I
No
did
tracksuit, no tennis.
gymnastic. That's
Oh,
why.
okay. Yeah, she's
Oh,
Russian.
okay. Yeah. That's very
But most of
Russian.
the time I just studied. That's it. I was studied all my life, like all my childhood. And my school was about 40 minutes from home because it was a good school. So I went to that school.
Okay.
I went by bus every single morning and back. And then after school, I took a bit of break and then studied. And that's all I did. The
Okay.
university. And then in university, it's kind of happened my kind of shift when you like, oh, there's so many different things you can do.
Right.
Yeah, do with life other than studying, right? Okay. So
So
Tell
is
me-
university like more laid back than like high school and middle school?
I feel like university was really my choice, and I studied because I really liked it.
Right.
And school, I studied because people put expectations on me, and I didn't want them, but they still pushed me, and I felt very obligated. And when I went to university, I understood that that's all on me. I can decide what I want. Why do they care what
Mhm.
kind of things I need to do? It's my life, and I decide what I do.
very
So in
Bon Jovi of you.
university, sorry.
So that's very Bon Jovi of you.
Okay.
You know that it's a Canadian word.
I don't know. I know Bon
You
Jovi.
don't know
Yeah,
Bon
you're so
Jovi?
cringy.
I know musician, but why is it a word?
It's my life. It's
Oh, it's
now
my
or
life.
never. No. What's the words?
Gonna
Machine
live
will know for sure. Come on.
forever.
Come on, go ahead.
This is the song for the broken hearted.
Bom, bom.
Dun, 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 dun.
Favorite music appreciation.
Don't say sport. Don't say sport.
No, music appreciation. They play
Was that a real
music. I say
class
I
you took?
yeah. They play
Music
music. I said I
appreciation.
appreciate it, and it's all good. Like that's
Okay, but what was your favorite real subject?
gym,
There it is. Yeah.
art. What else did I have? Cooking. That was a good one.
Now you can apply. See?
See, okay. Like, are we talking like university class or just like any class like growing up that you
Any
took?
class. Any class.
Okay, see that makes a huge difference. Okay, so in elementary school, like we had like a whole bunch of random classes, and I really liked the calligraphy class and like the handwriting class, where like they just teach you how to like spell letters, and I was just like, okay, I can do this. It's learning because I still don't know like my alphabet good, but I'm like learning how to draw it fancy, and that's what we did. And I was like, okay,
You're talking about like learning cursive?
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
cursive,
Okay.
yeah, like back like in grade 1 and grade 2, I was just like, cool, like
Yeah,
I'm
have to.
learning how to write language. Like that was, to me, that was like peak learning. Like I
So-
thought,
yeah,
like
yeah. So basically you peaked around kindergarten and then school sucked after that. Like it was calligraphy, shapes, colors,
Come on, Dan.
counting to 10. Still know
What
all your
was in
shapes and
elementary?
colors.
So what was in middle school? What happened in middle school?
Oh, see, in middle school, you know what the thing is? When you're starting out young, everyone gets like good grades, and then like as you like get older, like the gap increases between everyone. And so I find that I started enjoying school less when I found out that I was an average student. And so like my like I think they went like E's and S's were like the best like grades to get, and I always got E's and S's.
No, hold on. It's
And
not a question about. So it's not about the grades. What you like to do.
no,
Why is it
Well,
great?
I want to
you.
ask about your grades later.
I'm telling you about that, right? So it was just kind of like in terms of real school, like I know I didn't like numbers and I didn't like essays. So like it's definitely not anything math or English related. That's my long-winded approach.
I don't like numbers. I don't like words. Colors and shapes, though.
Colors and shapes are dope, man. What do you got against colors and shapes? Like, what is wrong with you? Okay, tell me if I'm wrong here, but peak school is where you glued lots of stuff. When
I hated arts and crafts in elementary.
Oh no! Don't say
Really?
that.
Dude, I really didn't like, because
When
like
those
I kind of enjoyed the class because you could slack off in it, because
Yeah.
teachers don't actually care if you make a snowman in
Oh,
arts and
come
crafts.
on.
But I never made the snowman. Like you were saying, like, oh, make it here, make a snowflake. I never made the snowflake. I hate the snowflake. I'm going to goof off with my friends.
Okay, but the thing is though, like I found enjoyment like as soon as like glue sticks became non-essential, like that's pretty much when I stopped enjoying school. So my theory is if you want to improve the
Just
education
enjoyed
system,
having snacks during school.
once again, a healthy diet. But I'm saying if they added like more grades, so you were in like grade 1 to 8 before high school, like they add like 4 more grades of like glue stick levels, I would be a much better student. I don't know how smart that sounds, but so can you leave us with some Russian wisdom as we close the podcast?
Russian wisdom.
I don't know. I
If-
looked up some Russian phrases and I was like, ooh, I want to know what this means.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
What
know.
does it mean
Why
when someone says like where the lobsters go for winter? What does that mean? Our podcast works to uncover these things. Okay.
I remember during podcast you said the love is cruel. You will love the goat.
Yeah, goat. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So what was your guess on that?
We thought it connected to Beauty and the Beast, and it was just like, you know, like yeah, like you could fall in love with a beast, someone that's like ugly.
Not
And-
necessarily
and-
ugly,
Yeah.
but could be.
What's the saying? Say it again.
Love is so cruel that you can fall in love with a goat.
Come on, then give us some wisdom here.
It's a Russian
guesses.
It
phrase.
means
Go ahead.
you don't
You read
choose who you love.
Dostoevsky. You can do it. Was that?
You don't choose who you love. Love is not something, a choice or something that you act on. It acts upon you.
Oh, damn it, you're so right.
Yeah.
It's illegal to fall in love with goats. Just saying. Or maybe it's not in Russia. No. Yeah, it's
not in
really
Omsk.
bad.
Globalized.
People in Omsk would fall in love with goats. That's what I've learned.
Oh, why are you saying such a thing?
Just spreading the knowledge. People need to know about Omsk, the Florida of Russia.
That's why Marina moved to Winnipeg. Just
It's because she missed so much her Florida of Russia, right? So she another Florida of
She's like, I need to move to the Omsk of Canada, so she went to Winnipeg.
I'm gonna teach you, and you're gonna repeat both of you. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Это был
Bill
классный
Классный
эпизод.
episode.
Oh, look at that. Now all together.
Okay, you have to do like one more time.
I'm going to need this written down somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, but in a
What does
Russian
that
accent
mean?
now. Это был классный эпизод.
Here we go. Very nice.
Oh, that was actually good. I don't even want to follow.
That was very good. Yeah, natural. Look at
Это
you.
был классный episode.
Mhm.
Comrade.
Comrade. Товарищ.
Пока, товарищ.
Пока, товарищ. Спасибо за внимание. Okay.
Ivan Drago. Okay, see? There we go. That's the podcast.
Basically
Ivan
an expert
Drago.
at Russian already.
Wow.
Well,
Boom.
that was cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
That was a
you.
great
That's
conversation.
Yeah, I don't know how this all going to fit together. I'm kind of scared to do the editing on that one. That like really went off the rails.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. There's editing and
that
sound
could
effects.
easily be like a 3-parter.